Alrighty guys, welcome back to Star Wars Review. Today I'm reviewing Yoda Issue 2, subtitled Light in Life Part 2, The Raid, which was written by Cavan Scott with art by Nico Leon and was released on December 28th, 2022, which I'd say I liked it more than the first issue, but I will say it still hasn't grabbed me that much. I will say the ending of this issue I definitely liked, but it sets up for the next, but I just haven't cared that much with this conflict between these two groups, the two species really, the Skalvi and the Krolikon. There was some nice stuff with Yoda and the Jedi Council I liked because, we see the Council maybe a little concerned about Yoda. I think he's maybe grown a little too attached to the Skalvi and their world, Turok. But, that was kind of a smaller part of the issue because, in fact, it kind of starts with that. We see Yoda. He's away from Turok on a mission for the, or doing stuff for the Jedi Council. He's with the Jedi's Pra-Tre and one named the Ila Sutan. But they're on this space station called the Wheel, which originated from the Legends, 70s, 80s Marvel comic series, but has appeared in a few stories written by Cavan Scott. But we see the Jedi speak. It seems like they may haven't spoken to each other in a while. But Yoda talks about Turok and how they should come, but we see them say that they can't. And Vader says that Yoda maybe should go away from there and come back to Coruscant instead, which Yoda kind of just ignores him and then pulls out this musical instrument the Skalvi use, which he talks about it and starts playing it, but says he isn't good at it and says that he's going to learn and get better at it, which I'm not fully sure what Yoda was getting at there. Obviously, he's known for his riddles, but we do see him later in the issue playing that instrument. But we see him return to Turok, where the Skalvi have been fine for the time he hasn't been there. In fact, they've made progress on some stuff, like they're building a watchtower, which Yoda is impressed with the progress they made on that. Which we see the one Skalvi tell Yoda that the construction would go a lot quicker if he used his magic on it. Which, Yoda goes on about, the Force isn't magic. But also that the Skalvi, shouldn't rely on him using the Force. Because, he won't always be there. But we then see this big Skalvi named Trick mess up and, trips over some logs, which makes that entire watchtower fall, which obviously Yoda needs to use the Force to save the one Skalvi, Bree, who befriended Yoda in the last issue, which, after that, one Skalvi told Yoda to use the Force, and he was like, yeah, see? But, we do see Bree get into it with Trick during that moment, too. But later, we see that Yoda has sent the Jedi Council a message, which we see them listening to it, which, pretty much says there's still much work to be done on helping the Skalvi and whatnot, which you see Vader and Sutan, listen to that message, which Vader says that, he thinks Yoda just doesn't want to return to Coruscant, that he's grown too attached to Turok and the Skalvi and whatnot, and, that even the best of them can get too attached, which, Sutan does defend Yoda, saying that, he does come back when needed, and, that Yoda is the best of them. But, Vader, interrupts and says that Yoda always runs back to the Skalvi as fast as he can. Which, cuts back to, Turok, and sometime later we see Bree and Trick kind of getting into it again, because Bree has made some new technological device, and Trick is like, it's useless, basically, saying that. But, Yoda breaks him up, for fighting and whatnot. But during this, Yoda senses something, which then the Krolikon attack the village again, which we see eventually Bree grab that device Trick stole from him, and he uses it, which starts to play these loud sounds over the speakers, which scare away the Krolikon, and they go running back to their place, which Bree says that he learned that from a story from Yoda told about Dalna. But after the Krolikon are all gone, the Skalvi realize that Yoda has went missing, and they suspect that the Krolikon have captured him, So they go to their base to find which beforehand there's a moment of the Krulkon leader. I think his name was Ryak, I think was his name. But he's trying to interrogate Yoda, and obviously Yoda is just not speaking back. I'm assuming Yoda probably let himself get captured because we see that his lightsaber was left behind at the Scalvi village. So I'm assuming he left it there and let himself get captured to kind of get to the Krulkon base. I'm not fully sure, but like I said, Ryak was trying to interrogate Yoda. Obviously Yoda wasn't speaking, but that's when the Scalvi get there and start fighting the Krulkon, which we see Bree find Yoda, and he ignites Yoda's lightsaber to free him, but Yoda reveals he didn't need his help and breaks free easily, but reveals that he stayed there because there's children in the cell also, seemingly the children of the Krulkon, which, Bree seeing that angers him, and Ryak comes back in, and so Bree takes all that anger out on him and stabs him in the chest with Yoda's lightsaber, as Yoda tells him, not to do that, and that's where the issue ends. So, like I said, I'm just not into the conflict between the Scalvi and the Krulkon. The ending there definitely interested me to see how Yoda reacts to it, and what he ends up doing with the Scalvi and the Krulkon. Also interested to see where everything goes with Vader and the Council. It's mainly the character Vader is the main one who's kind of like seemingly maybe a little upset at Yoda. Interested where that's going, but the conflict between these two species I just haven't been that into. So yeah, but my grade, I'm gonna give it a B-. So yeah, but that'll be it for this one. I'll eventually review issue 3, so you can check it out then. But in the meantime, check out my review on issue 1, all my other comic reviews, and everything else I do. I'll catch you guys in the next one.